House rules are still in effect. That hasn't changed. And
Secret attack.
secret attack. And Usyk, do you have any more announcements, or does that about cover
I
it?
already took care of stuff on my end.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Excellent. All right then. Well, without further ado, and as soon as I can get this music to stop, because apparently this doesn't want to listen to me. I'll figure that out while I do this. So last time, oh, it signed me out. That's why. Fuck. The last time, where we last left off, anyway, you have found yourselves into the bustling trade city of Westrun, searching out for the still missing artifact that you have been searching for the past few days. With the return of Nim, followed by a rather furry companion, many curious happenings transpired during the first day's stay within the city, as Nim disappeared off into the crowds, being unintentionally followed by Mortal, who's found himself in some sort of tavern, unnamed, as at least not with one on the front, and whisked away with Nim to speak, as Nim disguises himself, showing previously unknown arcane talents. During of which our resident Warforged has seemingly acquired a taste for small cats, as he has attempted to devour the new companion of Nim, only for it to dissipate in a puff of smoke. However, the day's intrigues were not quite done yet, as as Quill begins to hear voices and a pull in a direction, forcing Nim to, upon his return with Mortal, to intervene and delve into more of his past than the group has been made aware of. As Quill passes out, which is an abnormality for a Warforged, and experiences a lucid dream of sorts, or a vision of being deep under the ocean, transitioning from one place to another before meeting a large mass of black darkness with a single crimson red eye, twice the size of him, staring right at him. And as he reached out to grab it, sucked into darkness, only to wake once more, surrounded in an unfamiliar room by his compatriots. Upon checking up on him, the group decided to continue their rest and sleep the night. Quill, not falling unconscious, but retaining his still sentinel state. You find yourselves in the coming morning within this room. What would you like to do?
When I wake up, I like to. Do we all get rooms, individual rooms, or
I think
are we
we're in a
sleeping in?
common room.
All right. If Nim is up, I would like to walk up to him and say, I would like to apologize if I seemed rude yesterday. And I would like to make up to you in some way.
I hold my hand up and shake my head. It's no fault of yours. No offense, but I've only known you guys for less than a fortnight. There's things about what I do and who I am that shouldn't be so easily shared.
I understand. And, it's fine. Could I see your bow?
I hand it to him.
Okay. I spend 30 minutes with it, concentrating and praying, and I like to cast Blessing on the Forge of it on it. So it's now a +1 bow.
Noted.
I also do my daily prayers to the Allhammer, aka picking my spells, and that's it. And I hand it back to him when I'm done.
Yeah, everyone's, I presume, doing their morning rituals, preparing their spells for the day and stuff.
How do I mark down the +1 for that?
Just remember to add it.
Or you can go.
Oh, +1 bonus
There's-
to attack. I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, just add 1 magic bonus.
Gotcha.
Quill is going to use Prestidigitation to clear off any dust he accumulated during the.
Okay.
I'm gonna look over the longbow that Mortal gave me back and start packing up my things to get ready to go.
It's slightly shiny now.
There does seem to be a sense of balance to it that it did not once have.
As big as same, I don't know. Okay. I would like to step outside. And
Okay. Outside of the room?
outside of the tavern, if that's possible.
Okay. As you step outside, or go to step outside of the room, you find two particular gentlemen on the opposite end of the hallway from your room, wearing nearly identical cloaks to Nim's, just staring back at you.
As soon as I open the door and I see them, I close the door and turn around.
I look up at him with questioning look.
There might be a couple gentlemen here for you.
Alright. I'm gonna get up and walk to the door and open it slowly and step out.
No words. They look relaxed and comfortable, seem to be just watching the situation.
I nod to them and motion for Mortal to come on out.
One nods back and walks away. The other remains still, leaning up, his back against the wall, arms crossed. Not defensive, but
I nod as I walk by and head my way. I'm guessing downstairs, or
Upstairs,
is it
it
just
would
one
be.
room? Is it just one floor?
It's 2 floors. The floor you are on currently is, from what you remember, taking Quill down the stairs. It is downstairs,
It's the basement. Okay.
it for all intents and purposes, you will call it a basement, but it's under this tavern. There's a larger, open, seemingly tavern and inn full of many people wearing identical cloaks to Nim. Different pathways leading out to different hallways. The one you are in currently leads to just a plain hallway with your room, and then what you presume to be other rooms further down the hall.
Okay.
As Faye is groggily getting up and slowly going over her spell book and getting her belongings together.
I'm gonna walk up to the cloaked man that remains, and I hope they didn't cause too much trouble for you guys.
Trouble? No. This is just standard practice when one of our own brings someone either unconscious or otherwise. He wasn't breathing when you brought him in, so we're just making sure if you need any disposal.
I shake my head. No, I don't think he breathes normally anyway.
At the mention of that, he just looks at you dead in the eye with a clear look of confusion, but decides to brush it off. I see. Well, he's gonna give them a heads up that you guys are awake, and if you won't be needing me, it looks like I got a job. I can go grab and make some extra coin, you know?
I nod and throw him a gold piece.
He catches it and walks away at not a brisk pace, but need has somewhere better to be.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to um go outside if that's possible, or at least attempt to, because I'm pretty sure I remember my way out.
Yeah. As you leave the hallway into the what would appear to be the main bustling area of this underground tavern, above a tavern or under a tavern, you walk up the stairs. No one seems to stop you, though. They glance over and some watch you, as you've grown accustomed to within this city.
Big
And that,
hulking turtle walking
as,
walking
as you
places.
as you reach the top of the stairs and exit, uh, the tavern appears far more full than it was the day before, as there are many still asleep drunkenly on the tables, others literally laying across them, and many more murmuring amongst themselves, talking of what little you can hear, something about a full moon and the sun coming out at night, and other such mysterious things happening during the night.
Okay. I don't really pay much attention to it, although I note it. Um, I would like to find just a general goods store, and I would like to purchase some eggs, uh, some bacon if possible, and seasoning.
Certainly, roll a investigation check for me.
Okay.
Because you are in a town you are not familiar with.
Great. Big ol' 6.
It takes some time. You get lost once or twice, but after asking for directions, you are able to find within the market square that accompanies the city, of which is the market ward, sorry, which is a massive section of the city to the southwest, containing most of the city's business and trade altogether. You find no shortage of different goods everywhere you look.
Great. I would like to. Yeah, I would like to buy some eggs and bacon. If that's okay. And I'm not even
what-
gonna bargain. I'm just
not
just
even
tell
bargain?
me how much. Just tell me how much it is, and I'll pay. It's fine.
All right. It'll be 1 gold.
I would also like to buy. So if I remember where they are on the thing and what they're called. Um, I would like to buy a set of cook's utensils.
Okay.
So I would assume that
I'll
comes
say
with
in the same.
cookware
Yeah,
and stuff like
I'll
that,
say
like pots and
you
pans.
can find that at the same store
All right, and
at the price.
it is
Of 1 gold as well.
yes, 1 gold. And I would like to make some breakfast. If that's okay.
Are you starting a campfire to make the breakfast, or
Uh, that's the question here. I will actually.
also can you hear the beeps with my push to talk?
No.
No.
Excellent.
I will. All right. This is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna waste a spell for this. I'm going to set up kind of um like set up a pan on uh and I no actually I will like to just hold the pan in my hand. I would like to crack some eggs and bacon inside of it. Season it properly. Put some oil and stuff like that. And I would like to cast heat metal on the pan.
That's a clever use for that.
Okay.
I just realized I had the spell.
Amazing.
So as you begin holding in your one large
I'm assuming it
Clawed
has like
wet
a
hand.
sorry. I'm assuming it has
Uh,
like a wooden handle to it, so I don't have to like
it is
hold.
it's a wooden handle. It's a wooden
Alright.
handle. So you begin to carefully crack eggs with one hand. Give me just give me a straight dex check.
A dex check?
You're
Why?
cracking eggs with one hand. Do you know how hard that is?
No, like okay, I said I cracked the eggs and then I like when I finish cracking them, then I hold the pan and cast it.
Okay, I'll allow that then. So as you place the pan on the ground, begin cracking the eggs into the pan, place the bacon in, and begin seasoning it. They're on these next to a stall within the busy market early in the morning. Although it's not as busy as it would be during
Actually.
midday, there are still people walking around.
Sorry, I forgot to mention. I head back to the room and I do this.
That's
This is in the room. Well, after I buy everything, I head back.
okay. That
and then I
changes
crack my
things.
eggs.
That changes things.
And then I crack my eggs.
Okay, I'll allow it. So you return back to your room again, unhindered. Same people were watching the door. They do not stop you. As you reach the room once again, you begin doing The same, this time on a desk that's provided in the room as the group around watches you carefully season your eggs and bacon before picking up the pan, holding it by the wooden handle, and with a single claw touching the metal part, and whisper something under your breath as suddenly they begin to hear the sizzling of eggs and bacon, and the smell wafts through the room. Faye has once more also passed out on the bed, uh, fully dressed, hair's a mess, kind of looks like she's having a good dream.
Okay. All right. After that's finished cooking, I would like to offer it to the group, and basically, I made breakfast. Okay. If we are going to stay together, it seems appropriate to make some food and get to know each other a little bit better. Feel like it's best to do so when you're eating with someone.
That's the most farm boy thing I've ever heard.
He's
I'm sorry.
he's not a city boy. He's a
He's
he's
a
an
country
island.
turtle.
Yeah, he's a cake-coated turtle from from Oot and Boot in the islands. Go on.
I'm gonna take a serving and sit around the sort of table there. Actually, no, I'm gonna go shake Faye awake, then get a serving.
Meanwhile, Quill is watching all of this and then begins to completely ignore it as he looks in his bag and slowly pulls out this somewhat large tome that is bound in some sort of leather. It doesn't look to be normal leather, but the book looks very old. And he opens it up and begins quietly reading, poring over the pages.
I Yeah, I'm just gonna eat for now, and I save some eggs and bacon for both Quill and Faye, if unless Faye like wants to get up now.
I tried to wake Faye up.
As you shake Faye awake, she jumps up almost entirely off the bed. Why? Let me sleep.
There's food. I'll eat it now before it gets cold.
Is that this time that
I made breakfast.
fine?
I mean, I think that was a very worthwhile second level spell to make breakfast.
Totally good use of spells.
half my second level spell slots just to make breakfast. Pretty
It's
good.
for the
Faye
RP.
begins to slump her way over to the pan. There are no plates or forks or spoons
I
or
have a mess
tables and
kit.
chairs. It's at this
So
time
there
you
is a
hear
plate and a a cup.
at
And
this time you hear a knock on the door.
I'm gonna open it. Or go to the door at least.
Are you opening the door?
I'm gonna go to the door, put my ear against it. What do I hear?
Nothing.
I slowly open the door.
On the other end of the door, as you peek through the crack, you see the smiling, welcoming face of Trill, the barkeep gentleman from the front that you met yesterday before Quill's timely passing out.
The one from upstairs or downstairs? Because
Downstairs.
okay, okay. What do you got for me, Trill?
Well, we haven't started making breakfast yet, but basically everyone down the hall can smell you guys cooking, so I know you don't got tables or chairs in there. I was wondering if you wanted to come join the rest of the members out for lunch as we start baking everything. It's rare that you actually use one of our facilities. You normally just stay at a typical inn.
I look to the rest of the group.
I shrug. More
I think
Quill
mo-
is continuing
sounds-
to ignore.
I think most of us are done
Everything.
already. I think only one more person has to eat.
I would love to meet new faces, however.
I kind of shoot him a look and then look back at Trill.
I mean, it's up to you guys. Uh, that's really all. At that point, he just kind of shrugs to himself and begins to walk away. As Faye returns once more to the bed, sitting down, eating the bacon that she has now received from Mortal.
I'm gonna close the door again and sit back at the desk or whatever we have.
The whole reason why I got this is
You didn't want to be poisoned.
no. Well, okay, that's a fair point, but I have ways to deal with poison. So, but regardless, anyways, the whole reason why I got this is I head over to Quill and I poke him on the shoulder.
He quickly closes the book and kind of hides it.
I made breakfast. If you'd like some. Are you okay? You kind of passed out yesterday.
At this
I-
moment, you hear doors begin to open and close, people walking up and down the hallway. It seems like more people are waking up as the slight sound of music echoes from the main room, and more smell of bacons and sausage and eggs and other varieties of meats begin to waft down the hall into your room. It seems to be like the day is beginning to start.
Quill is going to say to Mortal, I'm not sure what happened yesterday, but I believe it was the will of the words.
I see. You keep mentioning words. Are they like a god? I speak to my god, and sometimes he answers. He gives me um powers. Are the voices kind of like that?
It is more than just voices. It is words spoken and words written, and words that are neither. They do give me power, I believe, but I do not know where they come from.
Have I heard anything to do with that, specifically within religion? Of maybe perhaps a god or some sort
Make
that is
make you know as a cleric that those of devout occasionally are answered through their prayers,
Mhm.
even through express words and visions, and it's rare, but it's not entirely unheard of.
I want to do an insight check on him.
Certainly. Are you trying to see if he's lying about,
I kind of
or
want to
if he's
see
hiding something?
if he's hiding something.
All right. Make a roll, and then okay. And as for Quill, do a roll for me, but slash GM, so only you and I can see.
Alright, what am I rolling?
So slash W or slash GM roll, and then whatever you feel is. So if you feel like you're hiding something, then you would do a deception. If you feel like you're not hiding something, just
persuasion, I guess.
yeah.
I know he's going to outclass me on this. He's a fucking warlock. His charisma's out the fucking roof, I bet.
I just like to roll a general religion check to see if I know anything about what he's talking about, like words or like some such type of entity or god or some along those lines
Oh,
that
that was wrong.
speaks to speaks speaks to people through words or something,
Uh,
specifically like written language and stuff.
yeah, no, you know from from your teachings that
There you go.
very
That's
very
correct.
often that gods will pass
Right,
on.
but I'm just looking. I'm just looking for something specific specifically to do with like written language. Um, like, do I know of a god that has deals with that, or probably not with that role?
Uh, with the details that he's given, uh, and presuming that it's common, it could be almost any god, any of the many written books of different tastes for each god. Uh, it's impossible really to tell.
Okay.
And so at this point, Benny, are you hiding something?
I am absolutely hiding something.
And I'm assuming I pick up on this.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
You rolled. What did you roll?
I rolled a 2 plus 3.
I have a passive. I have a passive insight of 15. So do with that as you will.
Well, that's up to you guys.
I also notice it, but I don't say anything. I say
You have passive wisdom. What is your passive insight?
I am proficient in insight, so it's 10 plus 5.
I believe that's for making your rolls. You wouldn't really, unless you're specifically
There's
looking for.
there's all right. There is a passive perception, which is written. There's
Yeah.
also different types of passive checks, which go for almost everything. There's a passive investigation, which is 10 plus your investigation score. It's a passive insight, which is also that. There's a passive uh, deception, which is just same thing. You just mostly use it if you don't want people to roll things. You could do with anything really.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, I typically like try to give that to you as I'm saying, like this seems uncomfortable or stuff like that. I typically try to just give you guys.
I would just like
But
to say to Quill, well, if you are doing okay, that's good. Um, if it is, if this entity or ors, as you put it, give you power and help you, like the Allhammer helps me, then think this is good.
Thank you.
If you feel that this is not good at any point, let me know. And I back up. I like I walk away. That's the one.
okay.
Quill's just gonna nod and then start looking at his book again.
Does I'm kind of staring at him at this point. Does his book have any markings on it or anything?
The outside appears to just be rough stitched together the leather and put together in what looks to be a rush, not something that someone would take pride in pulling out in a library,
And just
but
completely
something
unmarked, I'm assuming.
older and just yeah, just mishmash of leather put together. The
Gotcha.
inside Quill is currently hiding the contents, or at least trying to dissuade prying eyes. If you would like to look or try to look, I would say a perception check.
Nope.
No, I no. He's paying enough attention that he's just without turning his head, moving his hands slightly, just enough to keep the contents out of your line of sight. But as for actually, as for you, Quill, as you go through the book, you do find one new passage written at the bottom of one of the pages. If I can find my notes.
So I can tell it's recent. Like I recognize it as being new.
It wasn't there the last time you've gone through it.
Okay. Does the ink look fresh
No, it
in any
looks
way?
like it has been written there and is as old as the rest of the book.
Okay.
And it reads just at the bottom, when night turns to day and the night and the land is bathed in blood, shall the shadow rise and call to the one it once loved.
Was that the last part?
Uh, a shadow will rise and call to the one it once loved.
Plot points.
All right.
Everybody. Plot points. PogChamp. Plot.
Well, we're all here unconscious. Might as well tell you the information that I learned. What we're looking for is something called the Eye of Cthulhu. It's
At the mention of the name, your Quill, you'll feel like buzzing in the back of your head, a tingling sensation upon the name.
I look up from my book.
It's described as a metal octopus head with ruby eyes. That's all that I have so far. I'm trying to find more for us to work on. And hopefully we should be getting that information fairly soon, if things go right.
I have the ability to sense a specific object if I know it. However, the range is limited. So do I know? The city is probably larger than 1,000 feet.
I could
In
also tell
diameter.
you that I'm pretty sure it's not in the city.
I could cast it and make sure it's not in the city. Tomorrow, because I didn't take it today.
As you saw as you came upon West Run, the city is very, very big. And though you do not know the size for sure, you estimate it is probably more than 1,000.
If we were all hired to get this artifact, while I don't know what it means or what it is, I don't even know what a Cthulhu is. But it seems important. And
Actually, to
dangerous.
that, make a religion check again.
Okay. Do I know a Cthulhu? Da-da-da-da-da. Hey, that's pretty good.
You have heard tales of many different creatures that once roamed the ocean, as these are favored tales amongst your people. One of the most notorious creatures and father of the Krakens during the time of the Titans and the gods is, until now you had forgotten the name, but it is Cthulhu. Also known as the Chained Oblivion.
So, this Cthulhu fellow is very ancient. If it's the same Cthulhu as the people in my village like to talk about. We have a variety of different myths about different creatures that lurk in the ocean depths. And one of them is Cthulhu. Don't know much about him, but I know he's very powerful and very ancient.
I don't know much about him either, but another troubling piece of information that I have is the group of people that I think have this artifact that we're looking for, this relic. Seems like they're trying to collect more of them. Quite a vast amount of them, actually. Which, can't mean any good.
Right.
Do you know what this relic does?
I do not. I've only been told a description of it, and where it may be. Well, not where it may be, but who may have it.
I see.
Do you know what it does?
Do I have any idea what it does?
Make 2 checks for me. Make a religion check and make a history.
Hog. First natural 20 of the night.
Hog.
Although the dealings of this specific item and the history that may surround it, it specifically is not known to you. You are familiar with many other items of different betrayer gods being on Earth and different qualities that they can give, or curses, or even bring about the revival of these gods themselves, at least to the faith of those that worship them. If this is anything as those items, you would presume that either it is a relic of power, something that can bring a curse upon entire lands, or even bring about the beginning of the betrayer god's return.
I do not know what it does.
I nod at him then.
Is that all you're saying?
Yep.
Fucking little bitch.
Roll a
Insight check,
deception with
please.
advantage.
Hell yeah.
I say with advantage because you're stone-faced.
What do you want me to fucking roll?
If anyone wants to roll an insight, go ahead.
Oh boy.
Fucking lying shit.
Faye completely believes him. However, his voice does seem to, though it's odd hearing this, seems to crack.
I'm gonna walk up to him, sit next to him, and cast Charm Person.
I'm quickly shutting the book before. I'm quickly shutting my book before he does this.
As you slam the book shut, Charm Person comes over you. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy. You gotta
Nope.
be kidding me!
Nope.
I do have a spell for
Okay.
this.
So you
Oh,
are now
no.
charmed until the
Oh,
spell
no.
ends. Until someone does anything harmful to you.
Hey, punch Quill. So it's
You are
Shut up.
considered a friendly acquaintance. However, and you're compelled to answer and compelled to do things for him. However, you are not forced to if it's strictly against your character.
I have a
Right.
spell for this. Do I want to use? I'm asking the party. Do I want to use my last second level spell for this spell?
No, save it. Please save it.
I have 4 first level spells, so in case of combat, I'm useful still. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it because it's funny, and I took this spell thinking something
fucking-
like this would happen.
Are we fucking double charming?
No, Zone of Truth.
Oh my
Oh my god.
So you need to make a charisma saving throw.
Okay. Make a charisma saving throw. Yeah, just a straight charisma saving.
Since I'm sitting next to him, do I need to do that too?
Yes.
Ooh. Ooh.
You both make it.
Interesting.
With the
So-
same roll. Damn.
Uh,
Okay.
So my spell does
Although
nothing.
you feel the compelling need to tell the truth, even amongst your ever so dear friend Nim that you've come to trust so much over the last few days, you know that there are some secrets that you feel that you must keep.
Do I feel this come over me too?
Nim, you almost spill all the secrets that you have, your tongue feeling
Ooh.
anxious, as if you cannot retain this information anymore, but you take a deep breath and remember the need for secrecy amongst
I am gonna
your business.
stare at Mortal. Give him a death stare.
Roll intimidation. Because this is what's going on right now.
Is Faye not within range of this?
Faye would be on the bed
It's 60 feet.
on the other
So
side.
unless the room is 60 feet away, unless the bed is 60 feet away.
No, it's a 15-foot radius.
It's a,
Oh,
yeah,
50 foot
15
radius. That's right.
Yeah, no, actually, Faye would be as well, but I think Faye is. No, she's still awake, so make a charisma save as well, but with disadvantage because you're passing out on the bed and not paying attention. 16. Also, Mortal.
Great.
The death glare Nim gives you is unlike anything he's given you before, and you may have touched a nerve. Faye is also. Yeah, roll again because it's a disadvantage.
Doesn't matter.
Faye,
Holy
who is
shit.
not paying attention at all, rolls over with the mumbling going on and is almost entirely falling back asleep.
Without breaking eye contact to Mortal, I ask Quill, why don't you tell us what you actually know? Because I know that's not all you know.
From my understanding, this type of relic or artifact, they are somewhat known to be used to potentially bring forth the gods to which they are attributed. Though it cannot be certain.
So the fact that multiple of these are being collected by this group cannot bode well either way, even if the one we're looking for does nothing.
I suppose.
I drop my charm.
At this point, as the closeness you felt with Nim fades from you, Quill, you look over at him and you're not fully aware of what exactly has happened, as this is the first time you've been affected by a magical effect like this. But you can tell that something had come over you in a way you were not familiar with.
I did not enjoy that.
I get up and sit back at the desk or table or whatever.
Neither did I. And I sheepishly look towards Nim, and I avoid eye contact entirely.
I'm gonna use Awakened Mind to I'm gonna use it on Nim.
Come on!
Continue.
I'm gonna use it to say
You try that magic shit again, I'll swear to God, I'll fuck you up.
It would not be wise to do something like that again.
There's no check for that, if I recall, right?
No, there is not.
No, he just speaks to people telepathically.
So, Nim, as you sit down once more at the desk, you hear a deep, seemingly ancient voice echo into your head. The words unknown to you, but at the same time, you know precisely what it means. And what was the words again?
It would
Specifically?
be unwise to do something like that again.
It would be unwise to do something like that again.
I cast Charm Person on.
look-
I cast Charm Person on Quill. I don't have that spell. Kidding.
I look around the room kind of alarmed.
The voice in your head, although Quill believes it to be his own voice he hears
Oh,
when
I'm
he
gonna
thinks
play
to
it off
himself.
like I'm not even looking at him while I'm doing it.
But you are fully unaware of the manifestation that this voice takes as it echoes within Nim's mind.
Right.
Nim, this is a voice of a larger creature, and definitely one that you've not heard before.
Okay. I'm kind of gonna shake it off. And, try and find my way to possibly one of the dead drops that may be around the tavern. One of the open ones for whoever needs it.
I'm sorry, I blacked out there for a second. Can you repeat that?
I am going to find my way to one of the, quote-unquote public dead drops.
Being within the main hub of the city itself, you could probably get, you know that you could probably get the most up-to-date information here itself, just at the tavern desk, than any drop location, as it comes from this from the main
That's
hub
right.
here to each drop location within this city. So if you'd like, you can go up into the main room, and
I will head up there then.
is anyone joining him, or is he on his own?
I am
I'm
heading.
so-
I'm heading to the tavern and just mingling with the people there. I'm assuming this is like it's been just a few minutes, so people are still there and having breakfast or eating.
Oh
or
yeah,
whatever.
most are. Some have quickly scarfed down their breakfast and left. Others are more leisurely eating. Some are talking with other members around the table instead of eating, though the food sits and slowly grows cold in front of them.
I just like to like talk to them, like get to know them, like introduce myself, apologize for any inconvenience, and find out anything strange that I might have seen or heard of or something like that. Well, while Nim is away, basically.
All right.
That's all I have to do.
Quill's gonna stay back in the room, continuing to study the book.
All right. For Mortal, as you join the group, just the closest group, and going from table to table, attempting to intermingle. Most of the groups are to themselves, not talking about their personal lives. They do mention the oddity of what they've come to learn as being called a lunar eclipse that occurred just last night. Uh, you judge roughly from the time that they say it began was just shortly after Quill had passed out.
Interesting.
Nim, as you walk up to the main desk where Trill once more stands behind, washing another cup, as another waitress comes out of the back room with a plate full of food, bringing it to the individual that has ordered it. He sees you walking up. He's like, it's good to see you joining us today. What can I get for you?
Did you get any word from my master?
Yes. Nothing from him specifically. I did get some information from Stillben, though. Looks like the Myriad had made a pretty hasty exit of this entire city there. We didn't have anything to do with that, so I'm presuming whatever they were there for, they got and they got out. I
Any-
don't suppose you came across them on your mission with the relic.
I shake my head. Only thing we found was a dead member of the clasp.
Wait. Dead man. What?
I don't
We're
know.
actually missing 3 members. Do you know any of their names?
I don't know any of their names, but one of them had a note.
Usyk,
Do I?
yes you do.
Hold on.
It was in the note!
The note! There's like, what does it say? Read, damn you, read!
It's so far back.
I know! I'm scrolling too. Alright, you do know one name. The name of the particular individual who is not the one you found was Mortalis.
Mm-hmm. Well, the note on the men that I found mentioned Mortalis, but I don't know the name of the man I found. I only found one body.
And he picks up a book that you didn't notice was sitting next to him. He begins flipping through. Yes. Mortalis, Valan, Mike, and Trist.
Say those names again.
Mortalis, Valan, Mike, and Trist.
Did you say 3? I was 4.
There's 3 missing.
Oh. That was 4 names.
Yes.
Which of those guys are not missing? You said there was 3 missing.
Yes, we don't know where Trist or Valan is, but we've gotten reports of sightings of Valan, so we have an idea of where he might be. Trist is still missing, and so is Mortalis, which, from the sounds of it, you might have possibly found. If not him, then it was one of the others. So it was either Mortalis or Mike.
Well, the note specifically mentioned Mortalis, but I don't think that's who I found.
And I'm reckoning that would be Mike. Wasn't too old, but an orphan kid. Didn't really have any family. But that comes with the job, doesn't it?
I know too well.
Do you still have the note on you?
Yes, and I hand him the note.
he gives it a once over. That's- though the smile never leaves his face, it's sadder and grim. Uh, I see. Well, Mortalis and Mike, at least we know what happened to them now. I will send word to Mortalis's family. As for Tristan Valan, they're still missing.
But you just said Valan was found.
Well, we know a rough idea where Valan is, but it's sightings,
Right.
what possibilities of where they might be, not a specific location. So, for all intents and purposes, MIA for the moment. Triss, on the other hand, no idea she could be dead in a ditch. This moment, Valan might be the only one we know it to be alive, at least as of 2 days ago.
I nod then. If you get word from my master, just send someone.
I will. I know I'm retired from the field work, but for my years doing this job, if have the relic like this note says, and it's the Myriad, they've gotten out of there with it, and it might be lost already.
I nod and catch up with Mortal with whatever he's doing.
Mortal has, at this point, grown close to a particular group of younger members. One is a human, a rather plain looking, maybe in his early 20s. Dirty brown blonde hair, a rather pale complexion, standing maybe about 5'3" in height, wearing the same identical cloak as you, as an identifier. Otherwise, the leather across isn't well kept or maintained. Nothing to a more veteran member of the clasp. Next to him sits a elven lady. Fine features as expected of the elven race. Bleach blonde hair and green, almost forest-like eyes that bring a mystique to anything or anyone that happens to catch her gaze. She's slender, almost looking malnourished, standing maybe about 4'3". This bow with chips off the wood strung across her back. Leather in just about the same dire straits as companion. The third member sitting right next to Mortal now. Sorry, had to cough. So the third member sitting next to Mortal is a dragonborn, wearing cloth instead of leather, and a staff sitting off to the side of the table next to him, or leaning against the table. Though the cloth isn't anything fancy, he seems more relaxed with the silverish black scales dotting his body. One particular horn jutting out from the right side of his head, as if part of him was unsure whether he was going to be born a true dragon or an average dragonborn.
I'm gonna pull up a chair and sit next to Mortal.
I would know their names at this point.
Yes.
What are their names?
You got Valera is the elven lady. The human gentleman is Torn. Spelled exactly how you'd think.
And you said the human gentleman is an older gentleman?
Younger. He
Oh.
looks to be in his early 20s.
But you said
Of the
that
three of them... Sorry, go ahead.
you said that he has different robes that
No,
that
he
Quill-
has the same exact robes as Quill. Sorry,
okay.
as Nim. The others, however, do not have the same cloak. At least they not that you see on them.
Okay. Okay.
The age of the elven lady Valera, you are unaware. She has not shared it. Same with
She's
the dragonborn.
she's an elf. She could be 20. She could be 300. Who knows? They all look the same.
Yep. As for the dragonborn, you've come to know his name. Give me a second. NPC. Dardan.
You're gonna need to type that out for me.
Darndan. Dardan. And that is how you've come to pronounce it, as the actual pronunciation is Jartan.
Right.
Which,
It's
for you-
draconic.
it's bizarre.
Okay. Cool. I make mental notes. I'm making notes about things. I see Nim walk up, look back, and say, "Oh, glad to see you came back okay."
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna sit and
The
watch and listen.
Dragonborn, who's been the more perky of the lot, speaks up. Is this your friend?
Is he talking to me? Or...
Yes.
Yes. This is Nim. Met him a couple days
It's
ago
a
now.
pleasure to meet you, Nim. And as he says this, Valora across the table, diagonal to you, bows her head slightly, quiet. The human Torn speaks up.
You cut out.
Fuck. It's where did I left off that you heard?
You cut
He
out
speaks
right
up.
as it started.
And then
Yeah.
nothing happened.
Fuck. So the Dragonborn speaks up. It's a pleasure to meet you, Nim.
No, after that.
And okay.
After
The
when
human
Torn
was about to say, yeah.
Yeah.
The human was about to speak.
Yes.
So Torn speaks up now and says, "It's a pleasure to meet you. I see you are also a member of the class. I had just joined the other day. These are my friends, and for all intents and purposes,
I shoot him a
purposes,
look to shut up.
roll intimidation."
Nim's death glares.
He is blissfully unaware of your glare as he continues on. This is Valora, the elven lady who's taken care of me most of my life. And Dadan. Sorry, I still say that wrong. I've been with him for a few years as well, but I'm really bad with his name. Dragonborn.
Did he say his
As-
name?
He has not said his name to you, no.
You spell the names of everyone else, but not your own.
Terrible habit, really. Honestly, I've only had my name for a few years now. I was just a nameless kid for a while. I've just come to calling myself Torn. It's a pleasure to meet you.
I nod. Don't say anything else.
He can tell that you're upset over something,
I can
and
tell
it's clear
this
on
is-
his face.
I
but-
can tell this is awkward. So, well, it was nice. It was a pleasure to meet you all. Thank you for your company. But Nim and I have business. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I get up and head back to the room, expecting Nim to follow.
As soon as he's just out of earshot, I'm gonna look to the elf and say, make sure he knows when to keep quiet. And then I follow.
Roll a wisdom check. Or a wisdom save, sorry.
Wisdom save?
Yes.
He's gonna fucking charm you. PogChamp.
For just a moment, you feel a shiver go up your spine. As you turn to look again at the elven woman, the eyes that you see are no longer green, nor do they have any pupils at all, but there's a dense black covering of her eyes with what looks to be starlight dimming in and out as you hear a whisper and a voice in the back of your head, a gentle, quiet, not angry, but with a sharp edge to it. I'll take note of those who would threaten. Thank you for your warning. As you blink and her eyes seemingly return to normal, the
You put out again.
No, that was intentional.
I follow Mortal.
We head back. I like to ask them. Say, well, did you find anything of that is helpful?
They're not in Stillben anymore, but did find out that the man that we found, he was not alone. He had 3 others with him, and all of them are missing, but one has only been seen here and there. As for the actual location of the artifact, or the relic, that I still don't exactly know.
That's quite alright. That's something we can work on. Do you know where you mentioned that one of them is seen here and there? Do you know where that might be? We can start with that for now.
Did he say where that was? Or just that he just appears?
I'm sorry?
The one dude who was missing, who there have been spottings of him every now and then, did he say exactly like where that was?
He didn't give any locations.
Okay. No locations, just that there were spottings.
I learned from mingling around that apparently last night was a lunar eclipse, which is around the time that, and I lean over and look over at Quill as he's reading his book. Quill, passed out. So perhaps it has something to do with your experience.
Quill, what's your passive perception?
Mine?
Yeah.
11.
Okay, carry on.
I also learned that your fellows, most of them anyways, or I mean your co-workers, if you don't mind me calling them that, are not very talkative.
For good reason.
So I am open for ideas of what to do next.
I'm still waiting on information. So no matter what's decided, I'll probably catch up with you guys wherever you may head next. Or we could stay here and wait for information to come.
Do you have an idea of where to go? If not, staying here.
I was only told that Stillben had, or was the last known location. But it's been long enough and enough movement has been in and out of there that I think Stillben's cold. Oh, we're waiting for information, much as it pains me to say. Could go up and figure out what was going on with your demon that was being talked about.
Mortal, remind me, your intellect is -1, right?
It's 9.
Okay.
Not a very fast, both physically and mentally total.
Just checking.
For now, we're kind of on a cold trail until more information is found. So, as I said, and I kind of look to Quill, and I'm guessing Faye's asleep now again.
That's up to Faye. I'm actually questioning whether or not Gnarly himself is. Oh no, Gnarly's awake.
Gnarly's just taking a nap. It's like comfy.
Faye is asleep once more.
Fucking comfy.
Since we would have to pass back through here either way, we could make that stop at Whitestone that you were talking about with Keyleth and Vax.
And DM, remind me again, how far is Whitestone from here?
Whitestone from Westrun, on foot.
Right, because we don't have enough money to buy horses
Or even rent them.
horses.
I was giving you guys a discount. I just didn't want to tell you. Horses are expensive. The distance from Westrun to Whitestone is actually longer than from Zephyr to Westrun. So it'll be about 4 days travel, counting your rest that night. On foot.
Okay.
At this time, there's another knock on the door.
I walk to the door and open it.
There's a younger lady maybe mid-teens, early teens, uh, wearing a dirty, partially torn dress, shriveled, uh, dark blonde hair, mud on her face, missing a few teeth here and there, but the largest smile and clear blue eyes of just pure childlike innocence. I have a letter. Um, it comes from a lady from a city on an ocean that messaged a lady that lives in a mountain whose name is Keelan, who is really nice, who says this is for Faye. And she extends her arms with the letter in both hands over to you.
I'm gonna take the letter and throw her and hand her back to Copper.
Thank you. And she skitters off away as to a class member that's down the hall, whom she hugs and gives her a pat on the back, a nod to you, and they walk off.
I nod back. And then I close the door. Hey, wake up again. Shake her awake. And I drop the letter on her. I just drop the letter on her.
Bonk.
What's this?
Said it's from Keelith from, I don't know, some people from water or something. I wasn't really paying attention. In and out of character.
God damn it.
A lady from the sea gave it to a lady from the mountains, which is Killith, and then she gave it to her to give to Faye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Faye, as you open up the letter, it reads at the top, "To my dearest Faye, as ever-changing as the wild, Faye Wilds, as you were named after. It has been a few days now since you have left, and I'm curious on how your adventures go. I don't really know where you might be, so I hoped Lady Keelith would have an idea, even though it's a long shot. If you're reading this, it might be a few weeks old already, or maybe this even got to you the day after sending it. That would actually be oddly coincidental, but fit alongside young Keyleth's character. We had an incident. It seems like someone had allowed there's no easy way to put this, a kraken to escape through the rift to the water elemental plane. This one seemed larger, the scaling was different, and seemed intent on, instead of eating everything it came across, just escaping into the ocean. And unfortunately, we were not able to stop it. I hope this letter finds you well, and I wish you warnings. Do your best to avoid the oceans for now. There's no telling how much trouble that this creature could cause. Forever yours, Headmaster Uvanda.
Who wants to go sailing?
We kraken hunting, boys. Level 3, Pog Champ.
Totally won't go bad.
Anybody up for underwater combat?
Yeah. I can't cast a spell that will help us not die underwater yet, so I don't know. Might be problematic a little bit.
Just a little.
I mean, Quill doesn't need to breathe, so he'll be fine.
I'll be fine. I just won't be able to see.
Won't he just sink to the bottom?
Maybe. I might be.
Actually,
I'm half
you've
wood.
spent 4 days and nights. I need 4 perception checks from each of you, except for you, Quill.
Are
All right.
are we
what?
doing the thing?
I mean, we haven't decided to go to Whitestone yet.
Yeah, we're still in the tavern.
I said perception checks
Right.
for you guys right now in the room.
Okay.
Because technically none of you know what the hell Quill is.
Oh,
So I'm seeing if you've kind of... None of you have noticed yet. Okay.
Hey, what are you doing?
he said 4. Then didn't
Yeah,
you?
no, it's 4 each.
Why?
Oh my god.
Because you spent
Okay.
4 days together. And he's not hiding it. He's made of rock and wood under the cloak. Or under his clothes.
I'm not wearing clothes. I don't wear any clothes.
Oh.
Butt ass naked.
Then I'll say by this time you've kind of put together that he is... each of you have put together that he is some sort of either high-tech or ancients beyond your understanding golem of some sort that has gained sentience. But on the subject of the matter, that is all you're really aware of.
Yeah, I'm sure that we noticed it. I just didn't want to point it out. It's like, hey, you're weird. It's like, what the fuck are you?
I'm not hiding it.
There's-
All I have is a backpack. That's it.
I had assumed he was wearing clothes.
Oh no.
I
He was designed not to wear clothes. That's why he's got all these fancy engraving.
Fair enough.
He's basically a moving piece of furniture.
as someone
Moving printer.
as someone that is different and or looks different than most mortal, I mean, and he's kind of used to being pointed out, and like people asked him what he is. Doesn't really feel good because it's like, what are you? You're weird. Look at the strange monster creature over there. Yeah, mortal the like noticed that he was different and did not pay any attention. Like, did not pay any attention to his complexion. Don't pay any mind.
God damn it. Okay. Continue on. Sorry for interrupting.
Looks out and gestures you.
So what do you guys think should be the next step? We can either bide our time or find something to fill that time.
Well, it's going to take a while for us to get to Whitestone and back. If you think that we can... If you think that we can find more information, or get more information by then, I feel like we should do things with our time, rather than just sit around.
I nod. In agreement.
Why do you say that, Thane?
Hunter, I'm in RP mode. Shh.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Okay.
Faye gestures towards the letter, kind of showing you the important contents of that the Kraken has escaped.
Can I try and quickly read the entire letter?
Sure. Roll a roll perception.
Would it be investigation since it's a specific thing?
I mean,
You're not really investigating it. You're just
Okay.
trying to read it quick. And Faye, I'll need a sleight of hand if you're attempting to hide or actively hide the rest of the letter.
Good luck.
If not, then okay.
Not bad.
Although Faye caught on that you're trying to read the rest of the letter, you were able to read the rest of the letter.
close, but no.
Close, but no.
I am not gonna do anything.
Reading, reading the part about a kraken in the ocean, begin to grow worried about my family. And even though I haven't spoken to them in quite some time, they're still family and they still matter. I say, it's quite worrying that a creature of that size is now in the waters. And I think you are right. We should not venture in the oceans or in the water for the time being. So, who's up for Whitestone then? Because Whitestone is not anywhere close to the ocean.
Quite the opposite, actually.
Yes.
Kroll
Are
has
you
been
sure about that?
I mean, it's in.
Well, it's on the coast, but it's in the middle of a mountain range.
There is a mountain range in between it and the ocean, but yeah, it is closer than West. West Run is the center of the continent, basically.
It's also in the middle of fucking mountains, so I don't think it's that close.
Fucking Kraken crawling over the mountain range.
Oh god, Monka S.
That's artwork I want to see.
I'd like to hide in my shell and never come out. Thanks.
Quill's been only half paying attention this entire time as he's been reading his. So when he hears the group looking for input, he looks up from his book and says, "I will follow you."
Alright. So that means we're heading off to Whitestone then. I say this to the DM.
Yes.
No problem. I'm currently looking for what the heck Gnarly's talking about with the boreal forests. Do you mean the Partridge timberlands that you have to pass through?
Timberlands. Timberlands. Does whatever Timberland does. Is that isn't Timberland like brand of clothing, or
Oh, the Bramblewood. Ah. Okay. Was just curious what you were talking about. Okay, yeah, if you guys want to go to Whitestone, that's up to you guys.
unless we know of, I don't think we know of anything in Westrun at the moment. Right? Did we
Nim,
miss anything, DM?
Nim
Yes.
is just waiting for more information, which is going to take time, he assumes.
I mean, the information that was requested is something that he has to try and retrace the steps of where it was last seen, the information that you've provided.
It's going to take some time.
Yes. As for if you miss anything, there are things you will miss and things you will get, and I'm just here to write a story for you guys. That's all.
Okay. Then yeah, we're heading to Edson.
Okay. Are you going to go by foot? Do you wish to attempt to get some sort of transport or sell yourselves off as mercenaries again? Or
Yeah, let's see if we can find a caravan heading up to Whitestone. I almost said Whiterun.
not so easy, is it?
What's done?
All right. So you make your way. Are you looking for just a caravan going, or a merchant caravan, or
Whatever. Seems best.
Whichever one that looks like they're heading that way, and then
Yeah.
maybe you need some help or some lines of that we're interested in, possibly.
so
passengers.
you travel once more as you leave the building, saying goodbyes to Trill with just a nod of the head, except for probably Mortal, who's making a scene of it. You make your ways out of the building and begin making a direction southwest towards the merchant part of the city. The streets at this time, as it's just before midday by now, bustling. People are buying and selling. Everyone is yelling, trying to get everyone's attention. Many merchants, however, that you see both in stalls and within the buildings themselves, you find staring at the group as a whole, and you're gaining a lot of attention as you walk down the street. Make a investigation check to try and find some sort of caravan that might be heading in the direction of Whiterun.
Oh,
I gotcha.
Champ.
Got it.
PogChamp.
Nice. Nim, you're able to quickly spot out people packing up their things and preparing to move on. Although it's not a merchant caravan, it does look like they are delivering supplies of some sort, going towards another city. After asking those around, they've made it clear that they're going over to Whitestone. Though they don't expect to come across any trouble, they are more than happy to hire, for a small price, a guard escort. Unless you wish to barter.
I defer that to Mortal, since he's shown he's good at that before.
Hey, that's me. Even though my perception checks are not the highest
Hey,
bonus.
Wemo, how's it going?
But
Thanks for the follow.
I can make do. You said that it's a merchant caravan. Sorry.
Not specifically a merchant caravan, but they do look like they're delivering supplies and things that might have been bought ahead of time.
Do they look like they have any protection or any like mercenaries, hired guard or anything like that?
No, it looks like they were just going to go deliver it just as word.
I walk up to one of them. Is it morning or afternoon at this point? I think it's.
It's before midday.
Oh, good morning. Hello. Are you guys headed to Whitestone then?
Yes, we are. How may I help you?
Well, we were headed that way as well, and we were wondering if you guys could take us there. My companions and I noticed that your group is not protected. I've heard of roaming bands of bandits that roam, as well as potential dangerous creatures. And I pull out my spear from my back and plant it onto the ground. We may not look like it, but we can hold ourselves into a fight. So, if you are willing to take us there for the journey, we are willing to aid you in case of a incurrence with bandits and the like. Of course, for exchange of coin.
Make a persuasion check.
Come on. Hey, that's pretty good. A big +2 bonus to my persuasion checks? Yes.
Well, we were gonna stop by the Terse Fields on the way, and then head over to Whitestone. Would meet the guards traveling. But I don't suppose a little extra protection won't hurt. What kind of, what? And at this moment, the young gentleman stops, looks over at the group that he's noticed has been patiently waiting behind you, and then back at you, looking you over from head to toe. By chance, did you, help a merchant caravan coming to Westrun from Stillben just recently?
I believe so.
You got attacked by a bunch of orc raiders?
Yes.
Oh, it is such a pleasure to meet you. The mercenaries said your combat was an act of beauty, and the merchants swore that they would have been dead if not for you and the group. I would be ever so grateful to have you join my side.
I see this opportunity, and I say, well, of course. However, it was just throwing rocks, by the way. Yeah. However, our labor does not come cheap. You see, you require for the entire journey. Our fee is 10 gold a day for each of us. So that put us 40 gold each.
Make a persuasion check again.
Okay. Don't fuck me. Ugh. Slightly.
You
Yeah,
greedy
slightly
fuck.
fuck. Listen, they were really impressed with our workmanship. Can I get advantage on that at least? Because they were really impressed and they really like us.
I would, but these aren't merchants. These are farmers.
Oh, they're farmers. I didn't know that. Then I would have lowered my price then. Because
I'll let you.
if I notice that they're not
you like.
rich people, if I can see they're not rich people, I would not ask for that
I
much.
mean, they're not putting like merchandise to sell in the cart. They're putting stuff that looks like it's been bought beforehand
Alright,
in the cart.
Then it's 10 gold for each of us for the trip.
That's exactly what you said.
No, he
No,
said 10 gold each
No,
day.
I said 10 gold per day, so that would be 40 gold for the trip. I'm lowering by a quarter.
All right.
It's 10 gold for each for the trip.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you advantage.
Okay. Roll again. Oh, that
Even
was
worse.
fuck. It went like 20, 11, 4. It was like, god damn it.
The gentleman, smile still on his face, looking you in the eyes, looking over at you, without moving his head, moves his eyes over to you, the rest of the group, looks back at you. And even a kidder. I'm so blessed to be in such welcome company. We don't have much, but as the Dorolo family themselves are sponsoring this, I can do 2 gold for 2. No, that's too cheap. You actually good. I can do 5 gold for each of you for the trip to Turst, and then after that we'll have the guard with us, and so yeah, I can pay for up to Turst, for 5 gold each,
I think
and
that's a fair price.
excellent.
Up to
Excellent.
thirst. Or Turst.
And then from the rest of the way, you can come with us and the guard. Although, you're going in the same way anyway. However, the guard will likely be able to provide some form of transport, as going back and forth from Turst and Whitestone is actually quite common.
Think that's fair. Well, when are you thinking of heading out then?
Oh, we're just starting to pack up now, so I say give us about 4 hours and we'll be on our way. It's only half a day to Turst, and then traveling with guards, it'll be another day to Whitestone, which thankfully we have some very hardy horses that are able to make a trip in such a short amount of time.
Big fog.
That sounds great. And I head back to the group. It's like, well, we did manage to find transportation, and we're also getting paid a little bit, which is nice. Unfortunately, these guys don't have that much to give, but anything is better than nothing.
I shrug and I'm gonna find a place to trance for the 4 hours to get my spell slot back.
Anyone else wish to do anything?
Yes, actually. I would like to find a blacksmith.
So I'm good to get my spell slot back, yeah?
Yeah, you can take your spell slot back. I presume you're just going back to the
Yeah, and I'm just gonna trance
the
in the
room?
room.
Okay.
In the meantime, while those guys are packing up and stuff like that.
Are you looking for a blacksmith, or are you looking for a temple for your deity?
I'm looking for a blacksmith,
Okay.
or a some place where I know that I could, or a place that deals in magic items or knows about the value of magic items. Either that or a blacksmith as well.
Okay.
If I could sell a specific magic item that I that I came
Acquired.
across at a blacksmith, then I would do so.
And forgot about
Or
it.
the plus one warhammer.
Yeah, no, I knew. Roll a investigation.
Great. Big six.
Looking around here in the merchant district, which is really one of the only districts that you've been in, you are able, after about an hour or so, to find that there is one shop in West Run that actually deals in magic items of different qualities and sorts. You also know, however, at the other end of the district, which is about an hour's walk away, is a blacksmith.
Great. I will enter the shop if possible.
Quill will accompany Mortal into the shop.
Okay.
Going shopping, boys, PogChamp. What do I see? what? Describe. Describe taste.
As you walk into the building, the shelves are lined with trinkets and rings, via necklace or bracelets, from armor to dresses, hats, and shoes. There's all manners of different things to acquire here. Some are in behind glass cases, others are on display, even more just simply sitting on a shelf, free for you to touch and look at. Potions line the back wall behind the counter, and a middle-aged gentleman, a beard roughly about 4 inches, slightly gray at the beginning to peek out from his face. His hair's completely shaved off and shiny bald, much like your own head, Mortal. And
It's not by choice. I can't grow hair. All right.
he is comfortably leaning on the desk and flipping through a book, reading something.
I clear my throat and him say,
Oh, yes. Welcome, welcome. What can I get for you?
hello. I was interested in perhaps purchasing some items that you may have on sale. Anything you would recommend for someone that is into going out and exploring. In the dangers of the lands.
Well, of course. That's entirely what we do here. What are you looking for, and what are you hoping to find? And I'll see what I can do to help someone of your. And he looks at both of you now, as it is a golem and a turtle walking in, of your obviously very magically inclined nature.
Anything I was looking for, perhaps weapons or tools that are magically inclined or that will help us in our travels.
Well,
Anything
that
along those
depends
lines.
on what you're doing and where you're going. Look around you. Almost everything here has got some sort of enchantment on it.
Anything that catches my eye.
Depends on what you're looking for.
That's what's in the shop. DM, you mentioned a bunch of rings and bracelets. Any
There are
particular one
there
that
are
catches my eye?
there are rings of protection, uh, there are rings of constitution, necklaces that seem even you can feel their magical aura. There's armors locked behind cases, which just being near, you can feel the strong magic emanating from them. There are potions, much of which are clearly potions of healing or potions of health, but then there are also other ones that you've not seen before. Varieties of pinks, blues, greens, yellows, boots into with such intricate designs that you can't help but marvel at the effort that's gone into making this equipment.
Okay.
God damn it, Faye.
I would like to ask for just a general potion of healing because we might need it.
Yeah, we've got plenty of those. Let me see here. What kind are you looking for?
I don't know much about potions of healing. I mean, mortal does not know much about potions of healing.
Potions of healing would be common knowledge.
Right, but there. Would I know with my 9 intelligence that there's different kinds and like different effects, magic effects? With my very stupid brain, no, I wouldn't. So I'm just gonna say, um, whichever one would suit one of us best. Um, so let's say we'll start with the basic kind.
All right, so basic potion of healing. That'll be. Let me see. I've got more of those than I really know what to do with.
Well, that's
Hmm.
great then.
Let's see. The price for a common one. And he starts flipping through his papers as for some reason I can't find the fucking price of this. Here we go. So one potion of healing will be 50 gold pieces.
Okay. Say, well, if you said that you have more than you know what to do with, obviously you can't expect me to pay full price for it. If you
Well,
have,
I know I have more than I know what to do with because the guard, specifically, they're. I'll be honest, and don't tell them I said this. They're spread thin, and they can't really do much. I'm the biggest seller, actually, the only seller of potions legally here in the city, and I supply them and anyone that comes through, and a lot of people come through. I have to make sure I'm fully stocked at all times in case of emergencies, you see. So if I give you a discount, then I have to give the next guy a discount, and then the guard will want a discount, and then I'm losing money. You see what I mean?
right, I see, I understand. Um, but when's uh, I understand. Um, I also had something that might interest you. And I pull out the Warhammer and I place it up on the table.
Okay. Um,
Bonk. I feel like you might like this. Um,
he takes out a little eyeglass and he begins looking it over.
it used to belong to um, a mighty warrior, uh, a leader of a savage band of orcs. It's quite powerful. He was a quite powerful adversary. Um, Unfortunately, none of my friends and I could properly use it or wield it. So I was thinking of perhaps trading it or selling it to you.
I see, I see. Um, Let me see. It's good condition. It was at least well kept. Um, I will go for 150 gold.
All right. Um, could you do 200?
Make a
Persuasion check.
persuasion, yes.
Oh, yes.
Hog.
Yes.
I could do that. I can do it. Okay. And he goes about, counts his coins, puts it in a bag, puts it on the table. Any other business?
How about this? Do you have any rings that may help? Um, Specifically someone that is not as hardy, and I knock on my shell as myself or my fellow here, um, to help them perhaps not be impacted as much with um, physical blows
Hmm.
or anything that would help
I
them
do
apart from
have
armor. Of
I
course.
do have a few rings of protection in stock. They are rare items though, so they're quite expensive. Let me see what else I have in stock for you.
No. What? No.
Oh god.
I mean, the reason why I'm asking is I don't want to have to keep casting Sanctuary on you, Faye, to keep you alive. So. I mean, I could keep doing that. Yeah, that's fine, but eventually it's gonna fail, and
Uh, so are you looking for protection from being damaged or more health?
um, whichever one. Uh, let's say the best kind of protection is if one is never getting hit, then they won't need the health. So I'd say the protection one.
Okay. The only thing I really have specifically towards that would be shields. I've got a shield +1. It's I've got as I said, I've got at least 2 rings of protection I'm willing to part with. Although as a rare item they are quite expensive. Um, Other than that, I have a necklace of constitution, um, a belt of drinking. Um, you're looking for protection from fights. I do have. They are called fighters' bracers. they do well to protect your fists in a fight.
So the rings of protection are the +1 rings, which give you +1 to AC and all saving throws. Yes, are those the ones that you're saying?
Ring of Protection is, yes, it's a +1 to AC and saving throws while wearing the ring.
And the Necklace of Constitution does what?
I'm sorry.
The Necklace of Constitution, you said?
The Necklace of Constitution is a +1 to your Constitution modifier.
Okay.
So if you have, say, just 1 point away from getting the next bonus for your Constitution, then you can put this necklace on. It'll give you that one,
Okay.
and then you actually get a big health boost from that.
Okay. Um, I'm gonna ask how much the Ring of Protection is. It's like I inquire about that ring.
Let's see. Well, as I said before, they are a rare item. They're not easy to get. So I will say 400 gold.
All right. What about the necklace then?
The Necklace of Constitution.
Yes, that one.
This is also a rare item. This one, I only have one of these, so I'll have to say this one will be 475.
All right. That's all right. So for the time being, the think think I'm quite okay. For now, but I will purchase 2 of your health potions.
Certainly, no problem there. And he pulls out 2 health potions, placing them on the counter for you. His hand waiting out patiently for the.
I hand them back the 100 gold he gave me, or half the gold he gave me
Yes.
for the hammer. Uh,
You know,
also,
it's I like you, and clearly you have a lot of knowledge of magic and alchemy, judging from your golem friend. So I normally keep this for my personal collection, but I do have a cloak of protection in the back. It's not a rare item. It's uncommon. It's easier to come by. It's just a little something dear to my heart. But for you, I think I'm willing to part with it.
right? How much would that be?
That'll be. I'll give you a discount. 275 gold. As he looks over and begins eyeing Quill attentively.
I don't got that much money. I don't have that much money.
Barter.
I don't.
Quill's there too, just standing silently.
Barter.
I don't. I'm not sure. How much.
Fucking meta duck. Barter. Quack quack.
Duck. Quack quack.
It's a meta pigeon.
No.
I can't do a pigeon noise.
Okay, we're derailing here.
One sec.
Doing maths.
This is gonna be a bit.
Sorry for that. All right. Could I ask the nice fellow? This is quite the item. Unfortunately, it is. You said so. The cloak of protection is just gives you. Is it the same as the ring? I don't think it is, right?
It's the same as the ring.
It's the same as the ring.
And
All right.
the difference is you don't have to attune to the ring, but the cloak you have to attune.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. You said you mentioned that these are easier to come by. So, could you give me a bit lower price on it?
Roll a persuasion with advantage. Also, I lied. The ring also requires attunement.
Og.
Nice. Uh, most certainly. Just do me a favor. Just remember old Grood when you come across anything interesting or, magically inclined.
One second. This is Western, right? Right?
Yes.
Okay. For certainly, and you can expect us to come back.
Then how's 125 gold?
That sounds like more of a. That sounds like a more than fair price. And I hand him 125 gold.
Done. And he runs into the not runs. He goes into the back room, gathering what you presume to be the cloak of protection, bringing it out. It is a fine, like ocean blue, uh, kind of like a waistcoat, going down to about ankle, but not too low that it would get stained with mud or dirt upon walking or traveling through most terrain. The sleeves reach just short of the wrist, leaving full movement of the wrist without being interrupted or persuaded while swinging something or maneuvering something with your hands. The trimming along the cuffs are slightly darker blue, uh, and on along the cuffs you can see magical runes, uh, presumably for the actual protection enchantment on it. However, done to look more of a style and elegant than actual usefulness.
All right. Okay.
And remember to let any send someone my way or come back over to Grood at the alchemist's butchers. It's a name and my late wife named it.
I am sorry to hear about your wife.
Don't worry about it. That was 15 years ago.
See. Well, that is all the business I had, unless my friend here requires anything.
Quill steps up to the counter and says, "Yes, I am looking for components as well as potentially a spell scroll."
At this moment, Grood's jaw just kind of goes slack, seeing now that this what appeared to him as just a regular golem is talking to him in perfect common, as well as having an agenda of its own, apparently. Um, Sure. A spell scroll. I might have some. I'll have to look in the back. And what else are you looking for?
Specifically, arcane inks.
I believe I have just a vial of that laying about. Let me go double check for you. And he walks off into the back again. As I look up prices for these.
Understandable. Have a great day.
Okay. And so he comes back out now. He's got one glass container of ink in his right hand. In his left hand, he's carrying three not large pieces of paper, but decent sized. He places them on the counter. It's like, okay, so the ink is going to be 25 gold. The scroll paper each is 75.
I see.
Understandable. Have a great day.
I don't think that ink's not going to be enough. I need 50 gold worth of ink.
Yes.
We broke bitches.
I was gonna say, welcome to being a wizard, but you're not a wizard. You're
I'm
literally
discount wizard.
you're discount wizard, but it costs you more to inscribe spells because you're not a wizard.
More.
Yeah. I believe it's like 20 gold for a spell, or like 10 gold per level of the spell for a wizard, and half the price if you're the same class.
If he finds a spell book, yeah, he can copy spells into his spell book. Half the price if it's in his specialization.
Yeah.
Or as for the ink, rare inks, 50 gold worth each. So yeah, two containers.
Right?
This isn't though this is a magic shop, this isn't particularly a shop that carries many writing tools as well as paper and ink. So this
Well, I don't need paper. All I need is the ink because it would be transcribing something I find into my book of shadows.
yeah, it looks like this is probably the only vial of ink that he has, at least in this location. There might be other stores around where you could probably find ink.
All right. And just out of curiosity, what spells are in the scrolls that he brings out?
He's got one scroll of fireball. He's got a scroll of firewall.
Ooh.
And the last one. Give me just a moment. I have to pick one that's not just broken. And the last one is a spell of comprehend languages.
Awesome, a spell I already have. Well, I couldn't afford any of those anyway. So
And you said they're all the same price?
They're all 75.
Okay.
I
What
will.
if I give you 30 gold? Could you
I
afford
I'm
one of them?
I'm specifically looking for ritual spells, and the one ritual spell out of those three I already. So there's no point.
Okay, but 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 I'm just saying.
Yeah,
The a wall of fire is a 4th level spell.
That's a damn good spell too.
It's a damn good fucking spell for 75 gold. So
you get the idea that although he deals with magical items,
magic
uh,
spells
to,
are not his forte.
magic spells aren't really his forte, and he probably got tricked into buying this for or taking this off someone's hand,
Right.
or just can't get rid of it.
How much money do you have, Quill?
I have. I have 74 gold. Basically.
Okay. So you could buy the vial of ink, so it'll be one of them. And then if I give you 30 gold, you could purchase with another I'm gonna you could try and barter it to make him lower the price a bit more. That wall of fire scroll is pretty good. Just saying, it's pretty good.
You know what? Yeah, let's do it.
Alright. I gave you 3 platinum.
Okay.
I'm fucking broke now, by the way.
I'm about to be broke.
Yes, join me.
Quill is going to say, I would like to buy the ink as well as the Wall of Fire scroll.
Okay. And you have the gold, yes?
Well, I was wondering, since I am buying them together, would you be willing to part with them for just a little bit less?
You know what? I'll give you 50 gold for the spell scroll. How's that?
That sounds fair.
Which means you only have to pay 20.
Yeah. Alright, so that's 75 gold altogether.
Plus my 3 platinum.
Right. Yeah. I'm including that.
It's great doing business with you.
Likewise.
What's your AC, Faye?
You presume he's awake. He is awake!
12? Okay.
You have mage armor?
No, he does not.
Why
Do
did
you
you
have
not
shield?
take mage armor?
The
Yeah, yes, you.
first thing I noticed was he did not have mage armor.
I mean, I could wear the cloak of protection, and then we'll have a nice round 20 armor class. I could do that.
Bank is not aware that you've currently bought. I mean, you could. So.
Okay.
Also,
After
I love how like 2 people piped up for the necklace of Constitution. I saw chat.
I mean, it's a good item, but unfortunately we're kind of broke. So
I love being shown things I can't buy.
Yeah. I knew magic items were expensive. That was beside the point. I was just mostly trying to sell off my current one.
I'm surprised you guys weren't. I thought going into this, you guys were looking for a bag of.
Oh, no.
Bag of
We're not there
holding.
yet.
A bag of holding is an uncommon item.
Right, but
I don't think we're there yet.
does the does the guy that lived in the island in the middle of the ocean know about them? No.
No, true.
Quill might know about them.
Cool part of this turn.
Bill would probably have read about him.
Yeah.
Besides, we need someone with strength to be our pack mule.
Faye is just standing
Yeah.
in the window yelling at you guys,
That's-
"Get that one!" Pointing at the
Quill is not strong.
Like I said, we need our
Mortal-
pack mule.
Mortal is decently strong. Above average strong. Okay. After we're done here, I like to find a blacksmith. That's okay, since we're not doing anything else. So you want me to roll an investigation check for that, or
Nope, you're good.
okay? And I walk into the blacksmith shop, and I say, "What up? I got a big cock." No. I say to the person, or is there a person? Knight, you're help me.
There is one person hammering away at the smithy, and then there's another person who is basically standing at like what looks to be a counter.
Okay. Say, good afternoon at this point. It's afternoon, I'm assuming.
It's about midday now.
I was looking to sell something here. Were
Oh,
you,
that's it's no
Interesting.
problem at all. What are you looking for?
I pull out from my bag the full set of chainmail that I have.
Okay. Are you looking for repairs or to sell?
I'm not gonna make turtle soup.
I no longer need this fine piece, so I was looking to sell it.
I see. That's fair. That's fair. Well, chainmail typically goes for 50 gold, and this lady looks to be not fully human. Some characteristics keenly notable from the dwarven race seem to be present in her. This looks to be in good condition, so I'm willing to go for 40 gold.
Is that you mentioned that it was usually goes for 50, so
Typically, yes, but I also have to make money, not just break even.
it's understandable. Out of character, I mostly wanted 50 gold for it because I have 19 gold on me right now, and it'd be perfect to have 69 gold.
Got it.
But I understand. 40 gold sounds like a fair price, and I am sad that I have only 59 gold.
I'm not.
And I hand her my chainmail.
It's a pleasure doing business with you. Is there anything else I can get for you?
I am quite alright for the moment. I thank you, and sorry. May the Allhammer be with you. Aye.
At the mention of the Alhammer, she perks up a little bit. May the Alhammer be with you.
And I head out. And I'm done with my business, unless anyone else wants to do anything. I'm okay.
I believe not.
Nope.
So make sure to write in your inventory that you have the cloak of protection now,
Yes, and 2 potions of healing.
and 2 potions of healing because you forgot the hammer before.
Yep. All right.
Are you equipping it now, or
I'm not equipping it.
okay? With that, is there anything else anyone wants to do? Yeah, it looks like that's all then. So as time passes by, Nim rejoins the group after their meditative
Trance.
trance at a moment there. You gather with the farmers in the group and make your way forward towards Trust, or the Trust Fields. I need who will be taking watch on the first day, and who will be taking watch the first night.
I'll take it the first day.
Okay, roll a perception check for me then, please.
Quill will take the first night.
All right, and I need a perception check from you as well.
Not it on staying up the night. More likes to sleep.
Noted. As the rest of the afternoon goes by rather uneventfully during the travels. The camp that you make in between Trust and West Run does not appear to be interrupted. The night goes by quietly. As you make the rest of the morning's travel, you arrive by just after midday at the Trust Fields.
I do want to make a mention. The next morning
Yes.
after the night that we camp, you notice that Nim no longer has his robe on, and he is just wearing his studded leather armor with a kind of grayish underlayer of cloth underneath of that. I
Also,
stored my cloak, basically.
I
is
take
what I'm
I
saying.
take his I take his bow again and do the thing. 30 minutes, making it magical and stuff.
Yeah.
Sing of the Forge.
As you arrive at the Trust Fields and you are paid your dues, you look around and you see that this is mostly a large farming village. Likely one of the main or a frequent source of food and different farming essentials for Whitestone. The caravan driver or farmer tells you that the guard should arrive in the next hour or so, 2 3 hours depending on them. So feel free to go about and maybe have yourself some decent food, as you've mostly eaten off a campfire and while traveling and eating rations.
I'm also going to make a mention that I put my daggers into my pack as well. So they're not like on my hip or anything.
Okay.
Not gonna shank a bitch in the middle of the night.
No, I look like a ranger now with my longbow.
Magic longbow, pocket. I walk up to Faye, and I pull out the. I like to. This is what's going on in my head. Like, he's just sitting there, and I pull out the big cloak, and I just like put it on her head, and like folds all over her. I got you something. This will make it so that while you're very strong at magic, I noticed that you tend to get hurt quite easily. This will help you in not getting hurt as much.
You notice at this moment that not only are the populace around you not just mostly human, but there is a large percentage of halflings and, oddly enough, gnolls intermingling around the community.
Gnolls?
Gnolls.
Like gnolls.
Like gnolls.
Like hyena motherfuckers.
Yes.
Huh.
Hey, Arnie. Nice towny sip.
Like regular gnolls.
Regular gnolls. Yes. Excellent. Would I know anything about them? Probably not, right? I've probably
I
never
would
seen
say
them.
no. These are not creatures typically found off a main shore.
I'm assuming I would, though.
You roll a history check.
Nope. Nope.
What's a gnoll?
You've heard of them, and that they often run around in groups, ransacking several different cities and settlements. You do not know anything specific about their race, and this is very different from all the stories you've been told about gnolls.
Of all the rules to get a natural one.
Oh, by the way, you do think they're bad guys.
Okay. There's at least that. Then I'm gonna be hanging out near the cart that we're transporting and kind of watching them, not really giving them the stink eye, just kind of keeping an eye on things.
As this happened, a lady is going to burst out of her front door, foaming at the mouth, a wild look in her eyes, looking to her left and right quickly, and running full sprint towards the closest person to her, tackling them to the ground. She now bites into the neck of this small little halfling, completely unsuspecting of the attack. Ah!
A woman did this? Sorry.
Yes.
Does she look human?
She looks ordinary human. Now, at this moment, as people are gasping and looking over and trying to see what's happening with the noise, the lady rakes her nails across the skin, front chest of the halfling, trying to tear into her chest. A guard wearing some of the similar colors you've seen guards from Westrun runs over, attempting to dislodge the lady from the halfling. She wrestles herself from his grip and attacks him instead, biting again into the neck.
I am going to run over now with my rapier drawn.
I'd like to cast Hold Person on her.
I will say you can do that, but first you must roll initiative.
All right. Why?
We're all rolling initiative on this one.
Fucking.
If you're getting in on the combat.
There is.
I think I'm gonna stay out of this.
I always roll really well on initiative, but and all my rolls that have to do with RP spells are shit. Always. After the session, I'll tell you what happened in my other game because it's fucking stupid.
All right then. So starting off at the top of the initiative is going to be the lady, still foaming at the mouth, making all sorts of growling and weird noises from her throat that don't even sound human. She's going to attempt to bite into the soldier again. That is a hit. Okay. Next up now is going to be Thoth or Mortal.
I'm casting whole person with this bitch.
Yes, you are.
Wisdom save, please.
Oof.
DC is 13.
That's an 8, so that's a fail.
He's can't move.
Noted. So, okay.
That is my action, and that is all I like to
Okay.
do.
Next up then is
Is who?
Nim.
I am going to get it within melee range and hold my action and to see what happens next.
All right. Next up is the soldier who's going to draw his sword and attack now, having been bitten in the freaking neck by this.
It's at advantage, and if it hits, an automatic crit, because she's paralyzed.
Oh, that's a yeah, and that was an 8 and a 20.
It doesn't matter. It's an automatic crit if it hits.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot. As he brings his long sword, draws his long sword and brings it down from over his head, sinking deep into the collarbone on the right side of this lady. She's wails out this ghastly, inhuman noise. She still stands, however. It's her turn again. That's a wisdom every turn.
Yes. The target can make another wisdom saving throw at the end of the turn.
Okay. What's the save?
13.
All right, she makes that. But
Seeing that she's broken free of it, I'm going to use my action to attack. My held action.
Okay. Roll for attack. That hits. As you lunge your rapier forward, piercing the heart of this lady, she looks at you, reaching out to grab your face, and then goes limp at the end of your rapier. And that is the end of combat.
Short and sweet. Nice.
Okay. I would like to go up to the halfling that was
Bitten originally?
yes.
Okay.
Uh
Hold on a sec, I have to do a roll for that. She is barely breathing, and she's losing a lot of blood out of her neck. It looks like the lady had bitten into her major artery.
I would like to cast healing word on her.
Okay.
So it's first level.
I'm going to inspect the crazy lady.
That's not how you do it.
/R.
Yeah, I know.
1d4.
I know, but I fucked it.
Are you looking for what's on her, or what are you
If
inspecting?
there's any like weird markings or anything that would explain what
She regains
why
4 hit points.
yeah, any weird markings as to what would cause this.
Okay. Roll a medical check. The halfling lady looks like she's stable now. However, she's still not regained consciousness. Though you can't find any markings specifically that would have, to your knowledge, incited a reaction like this.
Could I cast detect poison and disease?
Absolutely. Now let me just try and figure out what this would be considered.
It's a
Rabies.
disease or poison. I know the type with the spell. And I do this as a ritual, by the way. It's like a ritual cast this. Take 10 minutes to kind of like look over both the halfling and the deceased woman.
I'm just trying to figure out if this would pop up or not.
As he's doing that, I'm gonna go back to the cart to make sure that everything's good with it.
While Mortal's casting that as a ritual, I'm going to also cast a ritual, which is going to be Detect Magic.
Clap, clap.
Okay. That's wrong music. You do not detect any poison or disease.
Okay.
And you do not detect any magic.
Well, shit.
Well, I say to the guard, has firstly the halfling woman should be okay. For the time being, anyways. Has this happened before?
Sadly, this has happened quite a few times in the last few days. Seems someone has been smuggling some illegal drugs into the city, and this is a result of addicts.
I see. It's most unfortunate. Bath salts, Mocha F.
I am staying out of
D&D
this
bath
one.
salts.
I am staying out of this one.
Well,
I am staying out of this one.
is I don't have that spell. Fuck.
You remember the stuff that Scanlan took?
Yeah.
Spice?
Yeah.
Okay. Spice?
Yeah.
Suck
I'll
spice.
give you that one just because I think it's funny. Sued, motherfuckers.
I was gonna do something, but I can't. Because I don't have that spell today. So yeah, just say to the guard. Well, I gather someone can take her remains then.
Yes, we'll be make sure to deal with it. Thank you for your. As he sort of like begins holding his own bleeding wound, not bringing it up.
Could I Do I do I see this?
Oh yeah, it's not a hidden act. Like
Okay.
he's bleeding from his neck.
I'll cast healing word on him as well.
Yes, waste your spells on NPCs. Wahahaha.
Come back a week later, find the guard died of an infection.
I would know if I have any disease on him at this time, because I still have the good spell. He regains 5 hit points.
Yeah, but it takes a while for infections to set in.
I mean, if it hasn't set in 10 minutes, it's not my fault. It's out of my hands.
Just take another 10 minutes.
You don't detect any disease or infection.
Okay.
But as the bleeding in his neck stops, thank you for that.
I nod. And I head back to the caravan. It's my work here is done.
As
Only spent half my spell slots. It's fine.
as the group reconvenes at the caravan, I'm actually going to call it a little early today.
All right.
It's a short session.
It was fun nonetheless.
Understandable.
The
The
My
main
wonderful-
reason is I am hoping to add a new player next week. I don't want to get into Whiterun, Whitestone, too quickly, because then I will lose a chance that I have now to add them next week.
Great.
So it will be
Big
short.
plug.
It's shorter this week, but there will be a new player hopefully next week, and more mysteries to unravel as this lady just freaked the fuck out for seemingly no reason.
Drugs, man. They're bad for you. Don't do them.
Drugs.
Stay in school.
May have read some things on the class wiki for a reason why I decided to stay out of that convo.
Hashtag I know nothing. It's like drugs. I don't even know. I know they exist, but I don't know what they are. So it's like the blissfully unaware hasn't hasn't even tried a single alcohol until a few days ago.
Yeah, you guys take care of that stuff. Me and Faye are just gonna stay over here and look at the ground or something.
Yeah,
We'll compare spell books.
Yeah, compare spell books. Ooh, that's cool. I like that one.
I like the font.
Really,
Nice
that
handwriting.
Yeah, that's I flipped over to specifically this area, and that's the first thing I read, and I'm just like, well, this is happening. Oh,
Cut up.
man.
Yeah, I rate it. How much would you rate it?
What's happening right now? This is a 10 on the fucked up scale.
Fucking cannibalistic people. What is this, Miami?
It's gonna get worse than that. But that depends on whether you guys decide to pursue this or not, and we'll see, because guard says drugs. Guard's gotta be right?
Sure.
Of course he's right. Why would he lie?
I was gonna cast Calm Emotions, but I didn't take it today. I took it yesterday. That means
I
anything.
will tell you that would not have helped.
No.
Sorry.
She wasn't charmed or fear.
No, there was no magic involved, and there was no poison.
No
or
disease.
disease.
Well, now we know. It's not a magic effect, nor is it a disease or a poison. So